As I peered in those eyes to see what I'd find.
Everywhere I go, 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 everywhere I go.
There it is.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yo, man. Thank you, man.
Thanks. EVMB, everybody.
Thanks, Efren.
Yeah, EVMB.
Tetro.
And props to Tetro, yo.
Yo, thank you for blessing us, man. That was a fucking seriously hype
Yeah,
intro
sick.
right
Gotcha,
now.
man.
Sick.
I got you.
All right.
Sick, yo.
This
Mad
one right
gifted.
here. Yeah, the middle one. All right.
EVMB, everybody.
Thanks, everybody. The Eskwilax Hour. I'm your host, Efren. Bringing you the news of the streets when we have them, when we can get some, and also artists, guests, and all that crazy stuff. Ball Heights. Today we have Tetro.
Hey, I am here, and it is today.
Yeah, it is today.
Yeah, man.
Tetro's local. Ball Heights.
Always local,
Proud.
man. Always local.
And,
Right
yeah.
now, I'm local Boyle Heights, you know.
you know it.
Proud resident. Beautiful neighborhood. Happy to motherfucking be here.
And of course, Tetro, he comes to the coffee shop, Beast Cafe, and he's always kicking it right there.
V's Cafe 1.
And he loves coffee just like I do. So
Shit. There's coffee in here. Despite what they tell you.
So what's up, man?
Shit. Glad to be here, man. Thank you
Yeah.
for having me, man. This is beautiful. On the Eskwilax hour.
Yeah, it's cool. You got it down.
I almost got it down, you know
Almost
what I
got it
mean?
down.
It's a little tricky. You gotta say it like with your whole face. you know?
Yeah, no, it's all good. Not everybody gets it. I mean,
Yeah.
it's something I just
I got
came
it
up
from
with.
the jump. I just
Yeah.
had to practice it, you know.
Well, Tetro he was here on Raul's, right? He was an audience member in Raul's.
Yeah, you remember me from possibly nodding, like,
Exactly.
or like saying, like, yeah, I agree with that dude. You know, like Raul, everything that dude got to say, like, definitely down with that shit. Like, fucking drone box, we here in the house, fucking Raul, neighborhood cat, making serious shit happen, like making sure the kids learn this art that they're not teaching in schools, like fucking getting them out there, showing them, hey, once in a while you can make money, and the rest of the time, you know, just keep doing you.
Chilling,
Like,
making that art.
Raul is that dude. Yeah. Fuck yeah.
So today you said you took the day off, right?
Yeah.
That's good.
Today is the
That's
day
good.
off, man.
But usually, what is your typical day? What
Yo,
do you?
a typical day, like a work day,
Yeah, work day. Yeah.
typical work day in the life of Tetro could mean like a whole many different things, you know? Like, I mean, the other day, I got this one sheet from a cat. It was like a cold call to another cold call, right?
Yeah.
So somebody called me and they're just like, hey, like, we heard about you from this other guy. We're doing a video production and it's tomorrow. Can you roll through and paint some shit? I'm like, you know, I just may so happen to be free. You know what I mean? And so, I roll into this shit and the one sheet was so vague. I was like, this could be somebody. You know what I mean? Like, when all the names on it don't sound like names, and then like at the top it says some shit like, yo, this one said cheers. And I'm like, yo, unless Kelsey Grammer about to be there, like, I don't think we're actually working for cheers. You know what I mean? And then I was like, yo, this could be like Obama or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, this could be some official shit. Like, this looks very fucking suspect. And so I get there, I was setting up my paints and shit, and they're like, yeah, this is cool. Like, can you paint this shit over here? Yeah, obviously. But then they're like, yo, once such and such gets here, you're gonna have to like be done with this one and move to the next one. And I'm like, hold up, wait now? Who's coming here? And like, I'm contractually obligated not to tell you who was there and who I was working for. But let me just go ahead and say that, like, they might be bigger than Obama, you know what I mean? Like, yo, these people are really doing shit, not that Obama ain't. He's trying, you know what I mean? He's doing the best he can do with what fucking got left for him. But, yo, we were doing big shit last Saturday, man. We were crushing shit, you know what I'm saying? And that's a subtly literal and figurative fucking numeration there, you know what I mean? But so some days it's fantastic. Some days it's like that. Like somebody calls you up and they're like, hey, you want to make a fucking shit ton of money doing something cool as hell? And I'm like, yes, I would love to do that. And then other days you're like, wait a minute, where the fuck is my money? Like, you know, like I need a sandwich right now. Like, so, you know, you take the work that is either kind of in your direct lane or sometimes adjacent. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta stay up, you gotta keep the battle moving. Like, fucking dead soldiers ain't still fighting, so you gotta fucking just,
you gotta keep at it, man.
Yeah, man, try and feed yourself while you know, take over the world, you know, or do whatever you're trying to do. Just fucking make it a little bit better, you know, keep these kids like, you know, happy and with food, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, man.
What about a day off? Because, I mean, right now, you're pretty new to Cali, right? You're like...
Yo, I'm brand spanking new to Cali, man. So, I'm like the disfigured Ken doll still in the plastic, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, because, I mean, you're from the East Coast, so...
Very much so, right? Man, very much so, yeah. No, like... On the East, man, we learn a lot of different shit than they teach you out here, I think. You know, like, I'm very blessed to be on the West Coast right now. I just got to say, it is fantastic to be out here. And, you know, we got different weather patterns on the East. You know, we got different, like, ways of getting around. We got different everything, pretty much. And I feel like the East Coast, man, yo, always my home, always where I wish I was at, even when I'm in the sunshine out here. Like, I still miss my beautiful rainy days. I miss my, like, snow, you know. But the nice thing about being out here is all you got to do is drive a little and you'll be there. You want to see some snow, drive a little. You want to fucking see the ocean, you're right there. You know what I mean? Like, at least y'all got that ocean out here, you know? That's my, like, fucking one love of life is the body of water that takes care of all of us. And, like, that's where I'm from. You know, my family, hundreds of years, made us living out the ocean. Like, you know, she will provide, you know what I mean? So, like, just trying to see, you know, California as one big ocean, you know, she will provide. So I just got to be out there fishing, you know, put them traps in the water,
you gotta
catch something, you know.
You're gonna move around.
Hopefully, you know, something good, not just like crabs and, you know, little like urchins and shit, you know.
It seems that you really know your, what is it, like, you said you're from Maine?
Yep.
And you said there was 2 sides of Maine, right?
There's like many sides of Maine, you know, there's like many sides of this human being right here. But like Maine, you know, has got at least 2 sides. Like There's like the side you read about on television, or you see, you know, and anytime Maine is in the news, it's for something fucking despicable. Like, yo, what did they do? You know what I'm saying? Like, this governor we got, like, yo, who voted for this fucking fat, bitch-ass, racist motherfucker? Like, yo, get the fuck rid of him. But, like, you know, Maine's got a lot of good shit going on. Maine's got a lot of fucking hardworking people. Like, it's the oldest state in the nation now, so it's older than Florida. So that means when you're driving down the street, like, all you see is fucking old people. And because it's Maine, they're old white people. And so it's like you're driving by a bunch of terrifying ghosts. And it's like, you gotta remember though, there's still kids there trying to fucking, you know, do their shit. And I very much remember being a kid in Maine and like, yo, there ain't so many options for kids in Maine. And like, there ain't many options for kids anywhere. I don't give a fuck where you at. Like, you know, I was in Baltimore the last 2 years. Yo, there's so few options for kids there. Fucking, they gotta go riot in the street just to show you what the fuck is going on. You know what I mean? And those were kids rioting in that street. You know what I'm saying? And in that one instance, thank God for fucking these uniforms they make all the kids wear these days. Cause like, I was watching that shit at the pizza shop and I was just like, yo, thank God these dudes are wearing khaki and blue. Cause otherwise, yo, they'd spin it a whole different way. You know what I mean? But when the television is showing you khaki and blue, you can't argue. It's like, no, these are kids. Like, yo. And, you know, if you're a fucking actual person and you were 13 or 14 and you walked out of fucking high school and there's a bunch of dudes in riot gear with shields, you'd be like, yo, what is that shield for, man? Why did you come here with that? Must be because I'm supposed to throw a rock. You know what I mean? So, you know, it's complicated for kids, and Maine's no different than anywhere. Like, fucking California, Baltimore, New York, fucking worldwide.
Yeah,
like,
I've never been to Maine or to the East Coast. Is it pretty similar? You got your city, and then you got your, like, small towns.
Yeah, it's like that,
I don't even know if there's a city out there.
Shittier. And, like, you probably never go there unless you're, like, on some, like, bootleg wedding vacation, you know, like where they were like, yeah, we were gonna get married in Barbados, and like you were all hyped on that, and you were like, yeah, I'm with that, I'll be there for that wedding, you know. And then they're like, oh, but we thought it'd be like super quaint if we did it in Maine. And then you're like, hold up, mate, like what do they have up there exactly? And then they tell you like lobster and blah, blah, blah. But
that's
like,
the main thing I thought about. Like, yeah, lobsters.
Yeah, man, that's right. That's because like we've been hustling and selling that shit. You know, like we made that shit a world commodity, you know, and you know, you gotta tip your hat once in a while to the rich people, and they definitely fucking helped us sell those bugs to the rest of the world, because not for nothing, they're just like big ass cockroaches. Y'all pay like fucking $30 for one of them, but like they're literally, we call them bugs. Like, you know, we out there getting them bugs. Like, look, pull them up and fucking put them in that crate. Yo, like my older cousins and like the generation kind of above and, you know, in the middle, those cats lived like kings, man. Like, you know, that was when, you know, a different time when we still like had some sort of semblance of understanding of like where our food came from and how our building materials arrive and all that, you know.
And you worked in that, right? Like you've actually been on the boats.
Oh yeah.
You grew up with that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
How long did you do that for?
I mean, like my mom's whole family's like from Maine for like 400 years, you know. I'm wearing my pappy's jacket right now, you know. This is my great grandfather's jacket. You know what I'm saying? Like, this man went out there with a goddamn boat that he built with some oars in it and some nets. And then it's like, motherfucker, I'm gonna feed my family. And not only did he do that, like, he caught up so many damn fish that, like, he found everybody a spot to live. Like, who are you? All right. You could probably live right over there. You know what I mean? Wow. And I mean, that man worked crazy hard, and I think, there's a whole tradition of that, like everywhere you go. And from time to time you get like reimbursed for it, and other times you don't. And right now is one of those times where like people don't want to reimburse shit. You know what I mean? Like, like your hands are actually doing this. Like somehow I don't trust you now. Like, fuck are you talking about? You know what I mean? Like skilled labor is like what makes the world go round. Like you got your little fucking iPhone 6 and shit. Like somebody who knows what the fuck is going on actually soldered all those little connections, you know what I'm saying? And it's like,
that's what people don't realize.
It might look like a robot built it, but that's because like those cats are talented. Like if you were on that job day one, you get fired. You know what I mean? Like everything that touches anybody's hands has been blessed by another human being, you know? Like, we don't live in fucking, fortunately, thank God, this is pre-Skynet, everybody. Like, this is like, I've yet to be attacked by like an autonomous helicopter, but I'm ready for it, you know what I mean? Like, I think that's about to happen, But, yeah, man, people don't give a fuck about how people make their living, about how their days are going or whatever,
Yeah, it's too much.
They got a little capricious with their money and shit, and they don't want to like, fully think about where the fuck that comes from,
Yeah.
There's no clean money, you know what I mean? It's all dirty. So like, if you eating, it's cause somebody else ain't, you know what I mean? That's the sad fucking truth of it, you know what I mean? Like, so keep it moving, keep it positive, make opportunities like my man Raul, making sure kids out here getting to paint and fucking, making money and like getting to like point at something that's in their neighborhood. Like, yeah, I helped realize that. You know what I mean? I think
definitely he's doing good things.
Yeah.
But to continue, you said Maine, and then you had people out here that you came out here with?
We got people out here.
Yeah.
Like, we are in California now. So, like, if you weren't worried, you could maybe start to be, Like, but yeah, man, the East Coast is coming out here. For one, because, like, they've been fucking with us on the East Coast with this weather shit, you know what I mean? So, like, this year, I heard, of course, because I'm out here, was a little more temperate, but usually East Coast weather is like something to battle. You know what I mean?
I've
like,
seen it on the news.
You get like ready for war. Exactly. They put this shit on the news. It's that serious.
Yeah.
Like people are like, there is weather. And you gotta like watch the news at night and be like, all right, what's gonna be like tomorrow? I need to prepare for that shit. You might need to do a couple push-ups. You might need to buy a different set of coats or something.
In case
thing that people do, I guess. But yeah, man, we got people out here like M4R, Music for Robots, Baltimore in the fucking house. We got Kyle Henley out here in Culver City.
That's
like,
right.
We got Sheila D. Yeah out here. Like some of the top lyricists on the East Coast are coming out here. We got like interesting crews of take no prisoner motherfuckers coming out here. You know what I mean? So watch out. Like,
no.
This Uber driver the other day was like, yeah, that's what I'm worried about. He was like, people like you. He was like, he's cold with it, but he was like mad lazy with his whole like life aspirations and shit. He was like all excited about how like, he like bought into like the bottom tier of Herbalife or something, and he thinks he's gonna be like making money in a couch. And he's like, yeah, like that's the best. Like when you're just sitting around making money and it's like, you are trash. Like, fucking, I have no aspirations to sit around not making money. You know what I mean? Like, all I want to do is be like fucking credited for whatever the fuck I do, or like ideally compensated for it. You know what I'm saying? In like a beneficial way. But like, working without working, or like making money without like trying and shit, like, I mean, whatever. I guess if you got it, then
Yeah, no, that
you're
guy
probably
was-
going to be lazy like that and go after it.
Yeah,
And
that
I
guy,
guess
he was just bullshit.
thank God I have to earn every turn I take, because you know it keeps us like doing shit, man. You know.
Fuck, he said, what, stay on the couch and shit? That's what
Yeah,
he said?
right? What the fuck kind of life is that, man? This is about the only couch I'm trying to sit on, you know what I mean? Like, all my other couches are just, like, made out of wood, you know? Like,
Yeah.
don't stay comfortable, you know? That's not the way to be.
I don't even know where that guy came from. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I've worked, like, there's been times where I've worked, like, 2-3 jobs, you know, just to put food on the table.
Make shit happen.
Yeah. And then try to do my art, too, on the side. And
Right. So now you got 4 or 5, 6 jobs, you know what I
Exactly.
mean? And a couple of those are like, you know, being a person, you know,
Yeah.
you got to have relationships are the most important thing.
Yeah.
That's why we're all here, you know, like we all just talking to each other, whether you know it or not. Like this shit is all just, you know, a whole bunch of energy moving around in different circles and, you know, duck, duck, goose, you know?
yeah, it was just, and then you got people that you said that, you know, they don't even want to know where things come from, who made them, and they don't really care who's behind it.
Yeah.
And
You know, there's a whole popular like swing of bullshit everything that's like already been pushing that. I mean, that's like the agenda, right? You know, like that everything's a product, people aren't a part of it, blah, blah, blah. Like, you know, you put the packaging in between you and what you're selling for a reason, you know what I mean? Like, you're trying to pretend there's like something behind that, but there really ain't. Like, there's a motherfucking group of people working behind that. That's what that is. Like, you can shrink wrap it all you want, but fucking there are people working to make that shit happen. You know what I mean? Like, even motherfucking Mr. Rogers knew that shit, you know? Like, where the hell is like public television, you know what I'm saying? Like, where the hell is some shit that you can come across that isn't just like actively trying to take shit out of your pocket or take shit out of your head or take shit out of your soul, you know what I mean? Like, you know, that's why, you know, this is the revolution. Like, this internet shit, drone box, like, this shit is the new public television, man. Like, you motherfucking think, like, I'm gonna be on CBS unless I try and, like, do something crazy or, like,
Definitely,
unless,
yeah.
like, Marlboro gives me a bunch of money or something. Motherfuckers ain't gonna talk to me, you know what I mean? But, yo, here we are, like, making these waves. Like, we
Yeah.
got cameras on, we got hot lights, like, you know, there's people out here that are saying shit, and you gotta tune into different fucking stations. Like, if you're hearing the same shit again and again, seriously turn that dial, because, like, it can fuck your head up listening to what everybody's got to say or what most people are trying to say. And I get fucked up, you know? Like, if I
Yeah.
listen to the radio too much, my damn stereo is all broken, you know? And so I was listening to the fucking actual radio, like motherfucking Clear Channel or some shit, you know what I mean? It's like, yo, this shit has nothing to do with me, you know? Some of it's catchy or whatever, but then you like catch yourself singing along to some shit and you're
Yeah,
like,
that's what
yo,
I'm
wait.
saying. It's all
like,
repetitive shit.
Yo, yeah, this shit has nothing to do with me. Like, I really am not trying to get some like Gucci sandals or some shit. That is not gonna make my life better, you know what I'm saying? I like nice shit, don't get me wrong. But like, I'm not trying to just like be better than the next dude. I don't really give a fuck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm here to live my life as long as I get to. And other than that, I'm trying to make sure that, like, you know, hopefully there's a piece of everything left over for whoever's still around when I'm gone, you know? And nobody's thinking like that, you know? Like, all these politicians, like, America holds every fucking acorn on this planet. And, like, we're not even squandering them. We're just, like, setting them on fire and watching hungry people be like, yo, that's fucked up. And, like, that's literally what this country's doing right now, man. And that does not represent, like, you know, the people that I fucking know. And like, you know, this is still a beautiful country, and like I travel and I try to travel as much as possible, and I still love home, and we got to deal with our fair share of shitballs over here, you know, and that's what everybody watching, you know, internationally has got to, you know, try and like take with a grain of salt. Is like, yes, most Americans are shitbags, but you know, a couple of us like still kind of hold it down. So don't give up on our entire fucking conceptual and environmental, you know, experiment just yet. You know, give us a chance.
They see us on TV.
We got more chances than we deserve. Who am I kidding? It's America. But yeah, fuck.
It's what you make of it, right?
Yeah, exactly, man. And that's why I like, you know, I love all my like first generation immigrant cats. Like, yo, like if you, if you come here from another spot, like, yo, you see it for what it is. You don't see it with all these like bullshit expectations and like all this like, I should have had this already. I should have been doing that. It's like, nah, bitch. Like, yo, this is America, and you know, for a minute at least, like we still have some shot at making shit possible.
Yeah.
And it's still one of the only places where you can like literally hang your little fucking piece of toilet paper and be like, yo, this is my motherfucking shop, you know what I mean? And people are allowed to shop there. You don't have to go through some crazy amount of channels to be approved to like be allowed to be a business owner, you know what I mean? And for real, LA and New York are the only people like, you know, that actually let that shit happen. Every other city in this country, like the American dream as they sell it is fully dead. You know what I mean? But LA and New York, that shit's still alive.
Still come out here.
You can still come out here and hustle ices to make sure your kids are fed while you got like some other crazy shit going on in the background that you're gonna blow up from, you know? And that's what's unique, you know? That's what's up.
I'm hustling coffee.
Yeah. You know, V's Cafe, man, they hustling one of the oldest drugs alive, you know, stimulation. Shit. You know that's gonna make some money. Shit. If it wakes you up in the morning and keeps you going all day, yeah, that'll probably make money, you know.
That's the way I saw it. You wake up, you go to sleep, coffee. Midday, coffee, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, I've worked in it, like I was telling you, 2-3 jobs. And then when we came up on this spot, the guys let me start the show, and actually it turned a year this month, I believe. We've been doing it for a year now, so.
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah, I took over my little brother's crib, and like that's how I got the spot up the way, because he's been out here for like years now, you know. When I've been like dotting around, he was like laying roots, and so he's been out here. So that's how I got blessed with the spot right up the crib. And he was even saying like, yeah, man, like once V showed up, shit got, you know, way nice. Cause then you had like one little spot where cool cats are at, and like, you know, y'all really kind of like open up the whole dynamic. And, you know, that's true too. Like, you know, that's what everything's all about, is like, how can you open a door? How can you like make something a positive? And like, y'all are doing that shit all day long. Like,
yeah, I mean, we try to just welcome everybody.
Yeah.
You know, people still want to start trouble there, we'd be like, you know what, can't come in here, do this. You're in Boyle Heights, you know. You get fucked up.
Yeah, you know, this is a real fucking town we're living in. Like, these hot lights look real good, you know. I look good, you look good. But shit, you step out the door, you know, like, I'd advise you to not be a fucking sucker. You know what I mean?
Not out here.
Like, this is a fucking, you know, actual neighborhood. Like, but that's how it should be too, you know what I mean?
No,
like,
it keeps you on your toes, because, I mean.
Yeah. And like, I mean, because of cats like Raul and yourself and everybody else working to like kind of make shit better. Like, you know, I know that I didn't move into the same neighborhood that was here like a decade ago or whatever. And I mean, you know, I just move around. Like, where I'm from, all I knew was motherfucker, get out. Like, so since then, I just go everywhere. And it's like, you know, I'm just always local. But like, you know, Boyle Heights is coming up, and I sincerely hope it gets a shot at being itself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, some fucking yuppie punks bought a shit like right on my block, you know, turned that into like some weird compound and shit. Who knows what goes on in there? I think smoothies, you know.
Oh, yeah?
But like,
What the fuck?
I don't know, man. But like, you know, they turn like one house into two, and they have a Vespa, you know, which makes me like suspicious.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's like a motorcycle, but shaped like a toilet and doesn't go very fast. Like, you know, why you widen this fucking ugly ass toilet that doesn't really go anywhere? Like, that has me questioning.
Yeah. And that's recent, right? Because I didn't even know.
Mad recent, dude.
Yeah, I didn't even know that.
No, yeah, they came up, and then somebody just bought that building that I live in, man.
Yeah,
So that's the beginning of that end. You know what I mean?
Nah, man. Hopefully nothing changes, just the building, you know.
Shit, you can hope and wish and hold out your other hand, you know, and see which fills up. And you gotta like take shit, you know what I mean? And like, V's Cafe is a good anchor in the neighborhood. Drone Box is a good fucking anchor in the neighborhood. Boys Next Door, good anchor in the neighborhood. Like, you know, because you gotta get money. Like, that's the fucked up thing about America. Like,
Yeah.
like you can't even be talented and live in a barrel anymore, you know? Like, you really can't. Like, they'll just be like, don't hire that motherfucker, he lives in a barrel. Like,
And they won't hire you, man.
no, they will not. Like, they'll be like, hire that motherfucker with the weird sunglasses. We want him. And it doesn't matter if he ain't got shit to fucking do.
no talent and
It's
shit.
just like, you know, that's what's happening right now. So everybody needs to just like line up with that. So, okay, like, so we got to get money, right? So how do we get money and stay doing the same shit? You know, how do we get money without like just selling everybody down the river or fucking, you know, making a bunch of products that are just like straight into a garbage can? Or like, you know, how do you fucking actually get a couple dollars off of these people for, you know, something that you're trying to do, not something that shouldn't be done or something that like, you know, you don't even want to do, you know? That's the game, you know? And we all kind of win and lose it if we play it, you know? But you just got to keep playing, just keep hitting start, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like, you know, in Mario Brothers, like, you know that last level where you gotta jump the ditch and shit? And like, yo, I always would catch one to the dome coming right into that. Like, you know, but then you get your extra shit. So now you're like the mini Mario sidestepping across that ditch, just blasting fucking fireballs at everybody, you know what I mean? And that's like how you gotta be. Like, yo, we ain't got no safety net, none of that shit. Like, just keep rolling, you know? Your safety net is your friends. Like, your safety net are the people that you meet along the way, you know what I mean? There is no safety in this life. Like, if they tell you that you're gonna be safe, best be suspicious. Like, you know, if they tell you they got something for you, like, ask why. Like, you
There's
know,
always a way.
because there ain't shit for free, you know.
Well, right now, so I'm looking through the website as the audience can see too,
Hell yeah, that looks great.
and so this is work that you did mostly in New York.
Yeah, like this right here that we're looking at, that's Billboard magazine from a couple years back, and I was working with my good homies, like the two cats who worked on this job with me. That's Armando Balmaceda and the always great Baby 168 helped me work on that. But yeah, man, that was a job for EMI.
How long does something like that take you? What took you guys?
That was 3 days, man.
3 days of
we
work?
got like the time lapse and everything, and that was like a new wall. That was a wall that never been rigged before,
Yeah.
never been blocked out, never been painted. You know, that was just straight bricks above a goddamn restaurant, you know what I mean? And then Cats got the go-ahead, and we just fucking blasted that shit. Like, boom, this is what some shit looks like. And that was a cool one. It says, like, one song can change everything, you know?
Yeah.
Which is some corny-ass shit that actually
'cause I was trying
means
to see
some
what
real
it is.
shit, you know what I mean? Because, like, that is how the fuck it works, you know what I mean? Like, if you a fucking musician, you an artist, like, your whole life
get
is
that
this.
one-
But then that shit comes across, you know, and it catches light. It's like a prism, you know? And like that one ray of light that fucking just bounces, makes everybody light up, you know? That's what it is. That's, you know, shit that changes shit, you know? Yeah, we did all types of shit back in New York, you know? Like Frank Gehry building and painted their like kids' room out, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, fuck, like, honestly, I don't even envy those kids. Like, you see those chairs in there? Those are replica Eames chairs, like, built to be this tall, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, you're literally sitting in luxury, like, as a kindergartner. Like, I don't know, man. I seriously don't envy that. I think that fucks you up, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, like, yo, I don't know, man. If your chair is always too comfy, your ass is gonna grow weird. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it.
like, fuck that, you know? Fucking, where are the kids in public school getting art classes? You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck this shit. But, you know, it's hard to enact that kind of change these days. You gotta just, like, wait for it pretty much because, like, the shit, unfortunately, is not moving right now. Like, if you're able to maintain, if you're able to not lose what you had yesterday, then, brother, you're doing okay. You know what I mean? Because those are the times we are in, you know. They're trying to take your shit. They're trying to,
Yeah, they're always
you
on,
know.
man.
Yeah, but I mean, dude, the shit that they're saying on TV, the shit that's being allowed in a public discourse these days is shit that, like, you know, motherfuck those people. And like, I guess it's nice because it lets you, like, it's a lot quicker, you know. People
Yeah.
are being way more loud with their fucking bullshit ass world perspectives these days than they usually are. And so maybe that's a good thing. Maybe it just lets you see, like, you know, a little quicker, like, oh wait, fuck this person. Like, I shouldn't waste no time on them. You know, they're trash.
Yeah, it's a double blade, you know?
Yeah,
double-edged.
definitely. Yeah.
Good and bad.
Hell yeah. You know?
So besides these projects, have you done any out here in Cali or not yet?
Yeah, I worked on some cool projects out here. Like, you know, I worked on a really cool movie. Joshua Leonard is the director, and I'm not entirely sure about what I signed. So, like,
But,
let me be low key about that. But I know I can shout him out. And, like, it's a really cool movie. It's called Behold My Heart. You know, it's a very thoughtful movie, very well crafted. Marissa Tomei is the lead. You know, like, you can look for that because, you know, she's a New York lady right there. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, you know, they put her on Empire, you know, respect. Like, you're gonna be like the little white lady on Empire, you know she's got some shit behind her, and that's because she's from there, you know what I mean? Like,
She knows what's up.
but yeah, Joshua Leonard made one hell of a movie, man, and I was lucky to be a part of it. I got to paint a bunch of signs and, like, help influence the whole kind of world that they had got, like, going on there.
Yeah.
And I guess, like, where I'm from, I'm used to, like, seeing shit be worn down, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
like, we're all trying to just, like, not get worn down too quick, you know what I mean?
That's
Keep
exactly
that little
what
bit
I'm-
of shine. And, like, my art, my personal work, like, what I try to do is, like, create something that can live, you know, but also something that, like, can find its own shine no matter what, you know? And so, like, I've always been really interested in, like, the birth, life, and death and rebirth of, like, a piece of art or a fucking object, you know what I mean? Like, where I'm from, like, you can look at the rocks and tell that they were formed by the air and the water. You know what I'm saying? And like, that's how I see the world. Like, we all been formed by the air and the water. Like, that's all we are. And so if your art is able to like absorb and create on its own, like in a non like creepy fucking artificial intelligence way, but like a way where like, yo, everything is sentient in a sense, you know what I mean? Even a rock knows where it wants to go, you know what I mean? And you start seeing the world that way, shit looks interesting, you know what I mean? So,
You know, especially because you travel, so you see a lot of that stuff.
yeah,
It's like this neighborhood, you've lived in a similar one, right? Before?
yeah.
So it's not nothing too out of the ordinary for you. Because a lot of people, like, they won't cross to this side of town.
Yeah,
Like, they don't even know where Ball Heights is or where we stand.
right.
Because even I heard of East LA 5 years ago, but not Boyle Heights. Once
Right.
we came out here, that's when I started actually understanding and learning what it was all about.
Yeah,
Behind all of what you're saying is the same thing. Like, I was used to, like, you know, and the West LA is like pristine, everything's clean, everything's nice.
right.
And then once we got kicked out to the Midtown and then to the Venice area, you know, it wasn't all nice and pristine. You had to step up your game or else.
Yeah,
So moving around is good, and that's exactly what you're saying. That now you understand that, you know, everybody matters. It's just
Everybody
nowadays.
matters, man.
Nowadays, it's turned into something that, like, everybody's a product, and
yeah. Everybody's trying to brand themselves. Everybody's picking
Step-
sides and
stepping
shit.
on each
you
other,
know,
just
and
kinda-
it's like, and there are still sides. Don't
Yeah.
get me wrong. You know, like everybody matters, and we are one. Like this is a fucking organism. Like, yo,
Yeah, we're all
if
in
you
this.
think you're different than everybody else, show me how high you can jump. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if you can jump so high that I don't see you for a day or two, okay, you're fucking different.
Yeah.
But other than that, man, you stuck on this planet like
We're on the
everybody
rock.
else.
Yeah, we're on the same
And like, but there are teams, man, because there are people trying to like take shit and like, you know, fucking. There are movements trying to like make sure that people understand that like shit matters. You know, Black Lives Matter, man.
Yeah.
And the reason why that makes fucking any sense is because so many motherfucking people are around here pretending like they don't. You know what I mean? And so like, there are sides, man, and like pick yours and make sure to stay on the side of like fucking appreciating everybody. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
that's the key, man. Like even shitballs, you know? Some asshole the other day, right? Fucking pulled over 3 lanes on the highway to call me corny. You know what I'm saying? It's like, all right, like, thank you, man. Like, I appreciate that love. Like, yo, you had to come 3 lanes over because I'm that special. Like, yo, I'll take all that hate. You know what I'm saying? Thank God for Reggie Noble. Thank God for Redman. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it weren't for fucking certain music and certain other shit, like, yo, I would not have been as much of a pacifist.
Yeah, nah, man.
You know, that gives me patience. You know what I mean? Fuck all these people. You know, I am that.
As we're talking, we have the video in the background.
Yeah, this is the London shit, man. London's another home away from home, man.
Yeah, you
Shout
didn't
out
mention that.
South
Yeah, you didn't mention
fucking London. Shout out fucking South Ellie. Shout out Brixton.
Were you out there for
Banks.
a while, or it was just like for this project?
This project, this is the, like, I got flown from New York with some cats, like, to paint all this shit, right? But, like, London was already my home, and I got lucky because, like, I had a passport and I already knew London.
Yeah.
So that's how I got picked, you know? And, but yeah, so we went out there, crushed some shit in, like, the largest mall in the UK. You know, they got, like, all this fucking luxury goods and all this and that, 2 million people passing by. But like, I lived in London, well, I lived there for real twice. Like I lived in fucking Barbican, which is like central London,
Yeah.
like blessed by fucking good friends of mine. And they were like, yo, we're not going to be using the place.
Nice.
Go ahead and take it, you know?
Yeah.
And I taught my way into some internships, and then I made money at bike shops. Like, bike shops has been my, like, money. Like, when I was a kid, I thought, and I mean, it will get better again. Like, I've always been fortunate enough to make money wrenching on, like, bicycles is what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
The ones that, like, you gotta put energy in to go somewhere, you know? You can't just, like, find that energy on the ground. But, like, you know, I've been a bike mechanic since I was, like, 14, and that was, like, my barbershop. That was, like, my thing that I'm like, yo, people are always gonna need bikes. Like, and in the future, I think that's only gonna be more the case, you know? And we're gonna find better ways to make fucking better bikes. But, like, if cats ain't riding bikes, then they're probably not going to be getting around so good in, like, the next, like, 5 to 10 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But so London blessed me that way. So I worked at all these, like, messenger shops and, like, had my cats, like, hooking me up. And so I lived there a few times.
But you were still painting, right? You were painting?
Yeah, I mean, like, this is the only, like, for real painting that I've done in London was, like, that shit that I was paid for. Like, other stuff I did there, like, I helped Coin Street Community Builders, which is like a big not-for-profit that like started in the 70s, like buying up shit on like the industrial south edge of like the London Bank. Yeah. And like South Bank skate spot, like fucking South London. If you ever been to London, you heard of South Banks. And like fucking that was where I used to go skate. That's how I wound up with this job. Like fucking I met my boy fucking Darren Kelly skating South Banks when I was like working at a bike shop, and I was helping to like produce the fucking Peugeot Design Awards. This is like in 2000. Like, so like I taught myself into that, you know, like taught my way through the door and right up to being sitting on the panel. They were like, yo, let that fucking kid be on like the judges panel. So I was like chilling with like Ron Arid and like fucking editors of fucking Elle and Vogue and shit. And like I was like 17 and like I think I told everybody I was 23 or something. I don't know, you know? Like
they bought it.
Well, it's not even that. It's like they expect it, you know? Like you gotta like not disappoint in certain moments, you know what I mean? And so like if somebody asks you like how old you are, where you're from, depending on where you're at, your name might be Paul and you might be 23. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit, give them the answer that you need to move forward, you know?
So the stuff on your website is like past, what, 10 years?
Yeah, like past like 5.
5?
Yeah, so like a lot of that's like 2012.
All right.
So a lot of that was like, you know, the last couple of years that I was full-time in New York, you know, I still paint signs in New York with like a couple choice homies. Yeah. But like most of the big companies I don't really fuck with, you know, it's like.
What about now? Like, do you have any recent projects like that you're working on like today?
Yeah, I mean, so I got a show coming up June 21st.
Oh yeah, you gotta tell everybody
June 21st, summer solstice, longest day of the year, you know, heralded by civilizations since way before anything you call before. You know, like people design their entire goddamn towns around this date. And so we're gonna make a whole show, June 21st.
The location or?
Yeah, it's gonna be in Venice, and I forget the like, what is that cat's name? I forget the exact venue, but we found this cutty little spot we got like a hookup at, and is right on the beach, you know.
Sick.
And it's gonna be an all-day event, like 6/21. Like that's my birthday. Like, so that's been my favorite day for a long time now.
Yeah,
but like about 5 years ago, like literally the fucking gods that be turned it into a skateboard holiday. And like I bought my first skateboard like out of choice as a 2-year-old, and I've been skating since then. That is like rolling on 4 wheels is like the most freedom I ever feel, like the most centering fucking experience, and like that's where my whole fucking chi comes from and all that shit.
Yeah,
it's just like flowing, you know. And that's exactly how I'm good at painting. Every job I've ever had is thanks to skateboarding. Like, every fucking moment that my eyes like pick up on interesting things is thanks to skateboarding. You know what I mean?
That's
And,
good.
like,
That's good to have then.
that shit, you know, entirely changed how I see the world. But like,
So you have that show, and then you said you're also working on clothing.
yeah.
Earlier we
So like, clothing's been something I've always been into, you know, like for a long time. Like I spend my extra money on like weird ass, like fucking, you go to the magazine shop, you got like a couple of them out here I found, but in New York it's like more common. Like you have like these dope ass magazine shops and you roll in and they'll be tiny. And like all they sell is the good shit, you know, and like a magazine in that shop is anywhere from like $20 to $200, you know, because it might only come out once a year, you know, but whatever's in there, you probably should be on that, you know what I mean? And so forever and ever, like going to like little cuddy Japanese food stores and picking up like the Japanese fashion magazines and shit. Like I'm a weirdo. You know, I'm a nerd. Like I made it out of Bucksport, motherfucking Maine by being weird and like studying. And so like, I'd still do that, you know? And like, you know, to my weirdos, stay weird. Cause like, you know, it keeps you differentiated from the crowd. But yeah, so clothing's like one of those things I've always been on. And this year, 6/21, you know, I'm just putting out that deadline. Like, yo, something different's gonna be going on, you know.
Are you gonna? It's gonna be like a fashion or like clothing.
Well, it's gonna be my show and like a showcase of what's going on right now, you know. And so like, good friend of mine, Andrew Edward Brown, like another person, New York Cat, Philly Cat, Worldwide Cat, London Cat is out here now. And that's going to be part of his like whole campaign for a record release. That's going to be part of my campaign. I mean, this dude's already had multiple records released and shit, like, but this is going to be something new. Like he's sitting on top of like 4 different albums that he's just been like, you know, patiently trying to get out to this fucking monotone world we got. But it's like, you know, you got to just find your moment and blast, you know. As soon as they give you a radio, start screaming. Like, so, you know, Drone Box, this is a good venue for that, you know. Like, we out here really talking, you know.
The Eskwilax hour, man.
Eskwilax hour,
everybody's
you know what
welcome.
I'm
You just gotta,
my man, like,
you gotta contact.
This dude finds the talent, you know. I mean, obviously, but like, for real.
Yeah, and I'm learning as I go too. So.
Yeah. That's what we all do, man. Like, if you ain't learning, then either you gave up or you already missed the point. Like,
yeah.
You know?
But, so, besides, let's say, painting, clothing, what other, do you use your art in a different type of medium or?
Well, I mean, like, one of the things I'm best at is being like a catalyst for change. Like, honestly, like, I'm a pretty nasty artist. Like, you know, I was really good at skateboarding and legit, like, took snowboarding to that, like, whole place. You know, I fucking quit everything, did that shit. But, you know, we are apparently mortal. You know, up until that point, I didn't think I was mortal. So, like, snowboarding was my game, you know. And then after that, I realized, like, yo, I gotta have major surgery. I'm gonna be on crutches for 6 months and shit. So that's when I started taking the art game a little more seriously. Like, okay, like, I'm less likely to shatter fucking most of the bones in the lower half of my body painting pictures than I am hurling myself off of fucking, like, mystery objects in the Colorado fucking backcountry. So, like, but I use art for everything, man. It's my entire life. Like, it's a way you look at shit. It's what you bring to shit, you know. I'm a collaborative person, you know. I like to work with people. I like to...
There you guys go. You see, he likes to work with cats out here. If you guys are here in L.A., Tetro.
That's right. We're out here doing major shit.
I think we're only like a minute left, so...
Hell yeah. Where's the beatboxer?
He took off, man.
I think he took off, right?
Took off.
So we're responsible of our like own outro, huh?
You got a beatbox, man.
Can't do that, man.
Nah,
I can't even moonwalk.
that guy was sick. That guy was sick.
Yeah, right.
He was sick.
What's his name again? EBFM?
EBMD? EVMB?
Yeah, it's like if you took half those letters and put them in the right order, I think we know his name. You know, but that dude rules. I'm with that.
Well, yeah, man. Again, thanks again.
Hell yeah, man.
I'll see you at the shop.
Thank you, man.
But yeah, everybody that comes on here, you know, they're
Eskwilax hour.
Yeah, you got it.
Box.
Yeah, you got it. You got it.
One, you know.
The
Stay in
Eskwilax.
school unless you ain't got to, you know. Go for yours.
Yeah, thanks again, man. Is it open to the public, your show, or?
Yeah.
Or
Definitely,
you gotta do
man.
like RSVP?
We don't let anybody roll through. It's gonna be sunrise to fucking sundown, and then after sundown, you know, we get a little more particular about our crowd. But yeah, the public is welcome to show up while the sun is up. You know what I'm saying? When the sun goes down,
no, that's good.
I'ma choose.
There you go. You gotta keep it real. You can't be telling, you know, bullshit.
Straight up.
Yeah, straight up with it. But yeah, cause I basically a lot of my time as a kid I spent it on Venice, so I like that area. That area is dope.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, it seems like we're out of time. They're about to kick me out of here. Nah, it's joking.
Cool. Cause I need.
There you go. We're
Dear Nolan, write you a letter. Dan Olin. Just cut to the chase. Well, I came to California on a whisper and a dream. And now I fear that I may die here